Welcome everybody. How do you like that low budget intro? Made it all by myself. Didn't even have to pay a guy. That's great value, just doing it yourself. What's up Dix Insider? What's up KD? What's up Hex Addict? Good to see everybody. I'll give people a few minutes to start trickling in. And we will talk all about PulseChain, PulseX. Hold on a second guys, hold on. Let me find my notes. I want to talk about a pretty interesting concept today that has to do with how much money it actually takes to pump the ecosystem. A lot of people talk about how many people it's going to take or what do we need to get that 100x or more potential. You know, Richard Hart actually laid it out in a tweet that I think a lot of people might have skipped over or aren't focusing on enough. And he basically lays out almost exactly the plan of exactly how much money, more or less, is needed to pump this ecosystem absolutely to the moon. So I know prices are down. This is really the hard part of the bull market when other meme coins are pumping and your coins aren't pumping. Now, you know, if you got some other meme coin plays to keep you satisfied, you know, we've got that on PulseChain. Like I say, something is always pumping on PulseChain. Something is always pumping. And if you're a new guy coming in from Solana or Base or Ethereum, we have got meme coins for you. We've got crazy meme coins. We've got PDAI. We've got SolidX. We've got a dick and a butt. We've got a dick with a butt with a dick in its butt. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Lal Gopwani. Look, guys, all I'm saying is PulseChain really has a full-fledged L1 ecosystem. L1, okay, not L2. A lot of the L2s, not only have they not been getting attention, right? Arbitrum, Optimism. These L2s are a scaling solution, but they're becoming almost application specific, right? It's almost like every DeFi protocol that requires more computation, better speed and throughput, they're just making their very own L2. Like Maker's going to make their own L2. Who else? GMX is going to make DYDX is going to make their own L2 if they haven't already. And as a scaling solution for an individual app, that might be fine. But when you're trying to build an entire ecosystem, you can't be having L2s out here. Why? Because they're sequenced by a central node operator, okay, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. So cryptocurrency networks are supposed to be decentralized. But let's say you send your coins over to the Optimism chain to get cheaper, faster fees. Well, you could do that, but you're at the risk of one single sequencer who can shut you off at any time, or at the very least, you know, spy on your transactions, report them to authorities, blacklist people, sell your data. All the stuff that crypto was invented to get rid of. Crypto was made to give the power back to the individual people. And so the dream of real cryptocurrency is still alive and well on the PulseChain network itself. On the PulseChain network, because it's just a clone of Ethereum 2.0. So it's got all the great benefits of the decentralization of ETH 2.0, 50,000 nodes, all this other great stuff, 1,000x lower fees, right? World's largest airdrop. Does anybody still care about world's largest airdrop? We're going to talk about that later in this video, because I really want to know, did we give up on the dream of world's largest airdrop of ERC, PRC 20s? Because I see some people, you know, they're reviving the narratives. PDAI, look at PDAI. It's the strongest narrative out of any of the P coins by far. You've got PWBTC. These are the PRC20 copies. You've got PCRO. You know, you've got some people that actually still care about that. You got random projects like CultDAO tried. I don't know if they're still doing this. They tried to revive and migrate their community on the P version of their coin. I don't know if it succeeded or not. I haven't really kept up to date. And all this talk about world's largest airdrop, all this talk about liquidity, ERC20, PRC20 bonding. I want to hear from you guys. Is the dream dead? Is the dream dead? Richard, if you're watching, there's every single PulseChain.com thumbnail on Twitter calls PulseChain the world's largest airdrop. So if using this as a promotional tactic, or at least a tactic to get people to check their balances, maybe they have free coins. If we don't think that's a good idea anymore, it's time to pivot, right? It's time for PulseChain to pivot. But a lot of mixed messages out there, a lot of mixed actions from individuals. Let's go over to the screen, shall we? PulseChain has taken a little dip. PulseX taking a little dipperoonie. INC and HEX all kind of lagging today. The attention has faded away temporarily, guys, temporarily. But really, I mean, when it comes to this ecosystem, it becomes a binary choice. Either you believe it's going to pump in the future or you don't. And a lot of people are getting shaken out right now. Their convictions being tested. because all the meme coins are pumping and they feel like they're missing out, which again, you can do both, right? You can do both. I still believe in this for the long term. I really do think PulseChain is going to have its day. We haven't really seen true retail flooding in like crazy. Now we've seen apps like Coinbase rising up on the App Store. Obviously, we saw Bitcoin make a new all-time high. We haven't seen Ethereum make a new all-time high yet. We haven't seen the Ethereum ETF come in, which could be later on in the year, depending on whether the SEC approves them. The first round of approval or delay is at the end of May. So that's going to be a giant catalyst as well, sending Ethereum to the moon. Could go to $7,000, $8,000 Ethereum, maybe even touch 10,000, who knows? And at that point, think of all the money that's in DeFi. If you're not buying, spot or Bitcoin ETF or Ethereum ETF, if you're doing real crypto the right way and you've got your crypto wallet and you're withdrawing off of exchanges, get internetmoney.io, get Rabby.io, get metamask.io. They all work fine. But if you're doing real crypto, think of all the many millions of dollars that have yet to flood into the ecosystem. And just how many millions do we need? Just how many millions do we need? All right, so Richard, let me explain something to you guys. Richard was pretty adamant and probably very smart to do a fork of Uniswap V2. Uniswap V2. Why Uniswap V2 versus Uniswap V3? More predictable liquidity, more symmetric liquidity, which you can make a more calculated decision on how high to pump the price. You also don't have people just pairing giant sell walls on Uniswap V3, and that accounts for most of the liquidity that we see today on certain platforms is just sell walls of a random meme coin or something, counting as liquidity. That's a very common strategy for people that are advanced users that understand how to sell without hurting the chart, but at the same time, making asymmetric liquidity and a big sell wall is preventing pumpage as well if you're only putting liquidity on the ask side. Now, if you've got an even 50-50 split, which is what PulseX does, right, because it's Uniswap V2, remember when you provide liquidity, you need to put up an equal amount of both. Look on the screen here. $95 of Pulse requires $95 of PulseX on the other side if you want to be a liquidity provider. But now I don't have Twitter up on this screen. Okay, I haven't logged into Twitter on this screen because this is a private browser. I don't have my login handy. But I want to talk about one of his tweets because this is not my idea. Many of my ideas were given by a crypto guy much smarter than I. His name is Mr. Hart. And then he, basically what he was saying, I feel like people might have glanced over this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. He's looking at stablecoin liquidity, right? Because what actually pumps the price of PLS? US dollar buys and sells. If you're using Pulse to go buy a random meme coin, it doesn't really affect the USD value if nobody else is buying and selling Pulse. Let me say that one more time. Let's say you're trading SolidX or PDAI, okay, for Pulse. You're basically manipulating the ratio between Pulse and that coin. But if you're staying in the ecosystem, that ratio relative to PLS, let's say poop coin XYZ will go up or down relative to PLS. But if it's not paired to stablecoin liquidity, you're not actually selling the price down if you use Pulse. Now, a lot of people still leave the ecosystem anyway just to go chase pumps on, Base or Solana, and vice versa. Maybe some Base people will appreciate the stuff we've got over here. We've got DeFi, we've got high yield, super high yield farms. Look on the screen right here. And if you don't care about DeFi or the utility meme, then we've just got regular memes. We've got dicks and butts and promises and conspiracy theories and PDAI, the pegging. Is it going to happen? Time will tell. So I want to just recap what he was mentioning. So kind of pay attention to this if you can. Look at specifically the stablecoin liquidity pairs. All right. You'll see here, DAI is paired with Pulse. All right. DAI is paired with Pulse. And it's got 43 million liquidity in DAI Pulse, right? 44 million, let's say. But only 22 million of that is in buy side, right? Bid side. So if you put in, let's say 22, let's add all the bid side stablecoin liquidity together, which means dividing these three pools by 2 and adding them all together. So 44 million divided by 2, that's 22 million. 16 million divided by 2, that's 8 million. Let's call it another 16 million, 8 million. So 8 plus 8 plus 22, that is $38 million. Let's round that up to $40 million. Let's say there's $40 million in bid side liquidity on stablecoin pairs with Pulse, right? If you double that number, you 4x the price due to the fact that the constant product market functions as a square. So with another injection of $40 million, you could do a 4x in the price. But what would it take then to do a 10x or a 100x in the price? Well, a 10x increase in total stablecoins would theoretically 100x the price, meaning what's 40 million times 10? About $400 million. 10xing the total bid side stablecoins with $400 million injected could theoretically 100x the price. Plus, you add on the fact that a lot of people FOMO buy the tops. They don't like to buy the bottoms. They like their confirmation bias to be filled before they enter. So a lot of people, this is just how they behave. It's a reflexive system. People like to buy prices when they've already gone up a whole lot. It's counterintuitive. It's not what you should do. Everyone that's been buying dollar cost averaging now is probably going to be very, very well off in the future. But people chase the pumps. It's obvious. People go where things are pumping. I just want to put things into perspective because we do talk about Metcalfe's law, right? We talk about Metcalfe's law. Oh, the value of a network is a function of the square of the number of users. All right, but the cool thing is it's more of a function when you have symmetric liquidity of the actual dollars coming in. Because look, you could have 10x the number of users, and if you multiply the number of users by 10, okay, let's say we've got 20,000 daily active users. And then we go to 200,000 daily active users. You 10x the users. So you've got 180,000 more people. Well, if these 180,000 more people just throw in $1,000, what's 180,000 times $1,000? You've got $180 million. So that's a lot, right? But you could also have far less than that from far bigger whales, if you know what I mean. 180 million would pump the prices very significantly. 10xing the users would be very important, is very important to onboard new people. But it's also about the size of the people coming in. Not everybody coming in has an equal weight of money. Some people will put in $100 as just a lottery ticket. Some people will play around with like the same $1,000. And then one whale comes in with $1 million and makes up for, 10 smaller guys at $100,000. So it's hard to judge exactly on network effect with Metcalfe's law, even though it does matter. It does matter. But you could see, I just feel that a more bullish way to look at the pumpability of the whole PulseChain ecosystem is based off that tweet of Richard's, looking at total bid side stablecoin liquidity. If it's 40 million and you multiply that by 10, you would theoretically 100x the price of PulseChain, and imagine the FOMO buying that would happen on top of that. So it could obviously go higher than 100x temporarily. And of course, all the ratios of Pulse paired to every other meme coin out there is gonna change constantly. Things don't happen in a vacuum, right? Everything's dynamic. Everything is constantly fluctuating. So it's not that simple. It's a very chaotic system. But $400 million is relatively not that much. When you look at the inflows of money, let's say to the base ecosystem. Hold on a second, guys. DeFiLlama.com. Let's look at base, for example, just because I want to show you guys. The stable coins here. The stable coins on base, right? You can actually filter on DeFiLlama only stable coins inflowed into PulseChain or into base network. We'll wait for that to load. And by the way, if we go look at the bridge statistics today on PulseChain, we could see that total stable coins inflowed is about 40, 50, 62, 72, let's call it 80 million. Let's call it 80 million. All right, that's not that much. That's not that much really relative to all these other chains. So when it becomes PulseChain season, look what happened to base for a while. The stablecoin market cap on base was, look at this green line here. It was only about 120 million at the most for 1, 2, 3, 4 months. 4 months it spent kind of just trotting along, very little stablecoin liquidity, about as much as PulseChain has, right? Look, from November to December, it had $80 million of stablecoin liquidity. And then what can happen very quickly is large players, you can guess who that might be. We can hope and pray, right? That maybe it's the sacrifice address, maybe it's just people seeking yield and gains, rich whale individuals from other blockchains. These things do have a seasonality. So when If and when Solana falls out of favor and people get tired of playing on base and we have more fiat on-ramps and maybe some native stablecoins, and PulseChain becomes an attractive place to try to place some bets on, try to make some money on, liquidity can be injected. Stablecoins can be injected very, very quickly. We saw that in, one day over here on Base Network. The stablecoin market cap doubled from 120 to 315, over doubled. And then that went sideways for another 1 to 3 months, 3 months of that. And only in the last literally month, from March to April, we could see how it kind of became base season. And you could see that by the green line, the stablecoin line, going parabolic. Now there's over $1 billion of USD stablecoins, $1.3 billion sitting in the base protocol. So imagine if we only get 1/3 of that, 1/3 of $1.3 billion that flowed into base. If that flows across the bridge here, right now, remember, we've only got 80 million. And it's possible to capture billions of dollars of economic energy here. Whether that's from founder buybacks, partially. But think about it. Founder buybacks wouldn't have to account for the whole thing. An injection of $50 million would be the spark. That's all it would take. The spark to induce FOMO buying. And then you just have everybody and their mother FOMO buying the top. Even probably a lot of PulseChain, Hexagon, bandwagon speculator type of people. A lot of people sell the bottoms and buy the tops. That's just how it works. So you do need that spark. But think about it. And it's interesting to think about potentially how little US dollar stablecoins it would take to spark FOMO buying to get to the 400 million level to 100x the price. All right, it's a fun thought experiment. Just wanted to put that out there as another way to think about, 10xing the users. Yes, it's great. But if you 10x the users and they all don't have much to put in, or maybe the users are cycling in and out, they're just kind of like locusts hopping from one chain to one chain. Some users have different value economically, different economic energy than other users. So I think we'll see kind of a natural 10x in the user base anyway once $400 million comes in, right? But I'm starting to look at things like, how do we onboard the next $400 million into Pulse? How do we do that? I think it's more fiat on-ramps. I think it's more bridges. If someone's working on bridges between chains, wouldn't it be awesome to see a Solana PulseChain bridge? Be pretty cool. It's probably very difficult. Bridges are very dangerous, and to a degree, there probably needs to be some kind of bridge technology breakthrough because bridges are just very risky. PulseChain is using the most safe token. It's called token. What's it called? Token bridge. It was one that the Omni protocol used. Hold on a second. And this is kind of the safest that's out right now. And I think I might have got the name of that wrong. Anyway, it's using one of the safest bridges, but it has a lot of inconveniences. Half an hour bridge times, high Ethereum fees, right? And then you have to worry about the liquidity because let's say you do have a BSC, Binance Smart Chain to PulseChain bridge, which we do have. Shout out to SparkSwap.xyz. We do have that bridge, but we have very low liquidity on that bridge. So if you're trying to bridge over $100,000, you're going to get a whole bunch of slippage on the way in because if you're bridging in your $100,000 of BSC coin, you don't have that much PLS to BSC liquidity within the PulseChain universe to really get a good deal on your Pulse. So it's not only bridging, it's liquidity pools as well. And people are building awesome stuff all the time, but let's go see what else is pumping. Something's always pumping. Yeah, that SolidX coin, pretty entertaining. Some of the forked coins, PDAI, absolutely mooning, and then PUSD because people are able to arbitrage that. I believe the maker vaults you can mint 1-to-1. I believe. I could have the story wrong there, and people are still paying attention to P-wrapped Bitcoin as well. So pretty interesting. Teddy Bear, yeah. So the meme coins, right? It's meme coin season. You even got ZKZX up 10%. Atropa. A lot of people have watched the Maria Hell video and are bullish on that. Now, look, all I have to say about that is be careful connecting potential dots that aren't there. If you're desperate to believe a narrative that may or may not end up coming true. And I'm not saying anything like, look, everyone's going to get so triggered. There are some facts. There's some very interesting facts about, the Atropa PDAI thing. Like, yeah, the sacrifice wallet, it was seen putting money into vaults. right? Putting money into vaults and testing out the minting process. But there's a lot of other unexplained pieces of the puzzle that people, they'll say they have explanations for. But if you try to ask for the facts, the actual on-chain data proving that step 1, step 2, step 3 will happen in order to achieve whatever, parity, whatever. A lot of this is beware that it might be wishful thinking. But hey, I would love to see PDAI peg. I really would. I'd love to see it peg. And I've seen some very compelling evidence. But I've also seen the final couple of steps where, people are banking on the fact that Richard and the Maker founder are friends somehow based off a single tweet. That's called an assumption, right? That's not a fact. So the cool thing about blockchains is that you can see everything happening. And we have seen sacrifice-related address show interest in the forked Maker protocol. But is it even possible to fork? I don't know enough about it to make that claim. So if people are making these claims, all I'm saying is that we should demand on-chain evidence before being desperate to believe something. Now, if you're just playing it as a meme, of course PDAI can go to $1. Of course it can go to $1 if we meme it all there. It's a very powerful meme. Everybody says, oh my God, this forked version of DAI, if it was worth $1, that would be an easy 200x from here. And we're hitting new all-time highs today, I believe, on it. Is it new all-time highs today? Congratulations to the PDAI holders. New all-time highs. Yep, new all-time highs. So a lot of people thought it wouldn't even recover after that first pump. And here we are. That's a good-looking chart. You can't deny that's a good-looking chart. And could this hit $1? Yes. It absolutely could. But for it to peg at $1, the forked Maker contracts would have to be re-enabled somehow, which would involve the Oracle modules, which would involve people with the Maker tokens and the admin key access on Maker to actually care to deploy it, to re-enable it on PulseChain. So wishful thinking on that part. When you read the end game of Maker, they do want to move towards sub-DAOs, right? So sub-DAOs involve redeploying on different chains, okay, and minting fresh DAI over there. So just try to be honest and without jumping to conclusions, just make sure that when you're following the rabbit hole, that you're asking questions every step of the way, asking educated questions, and have fun with it. Absolutely have fun. But before you call it a certainty, an absolute certain fact, beware. Beware connecting dots that aren't there to justify some sort of narrative. Just be aware of your own desperation to believe a narrative. I mean, I'm aware of my desperation. I want PDAI to peg to $1 so bad. But I'm aware of all the unknown variables here, and I'm aware of all the arguments for it, arguments against it, and what would actually have to happen. And is it even possible? Is it even possible at the smart contract level to fix the Oracle, for example? Or would that require the guys that work at Maker to use their admin keys? Now, on the other side, right, I'm arguing both sides right now. It's very, very interesting because on the other side, you've got clips of Richard saying, yeah, I would love to make a stable coin. He's hinted at having plans for a stable coin, which has got a lot of people, including myself, excited. Now, if he's got plans for a stable coin, is that PDAI? Could be, but it also could be something new. It could be a new deployment of a Maker sub-DAO. It could be a totally brand new concept that we have no idea. I mean, the sacrifice wallet was seen moving coins around into various DAI vaults. It was. Or buying it up, buying large amounts. And there was a lot locked up and burned in the Atropa pool. That's a fact. You can look on chain for that. But the final leap of faith for the pegging, we've never heard any indication from Richard that he plans on doing that. And there's nothing on chain right now to 100% be certain. All right, let's see. Let's go check on the chat. Who's triggered? Who's triggered in the chat? The truth shouldn't trigger anybody. It will only save your core bags in the future. I'm sure some people are triggered. An emotional bunch out there. Yeah, it's okay, guys. It's okay to be emotional. But you just got to hold for the long term. Buy the most hated and controversial coins. Again, not hating. Not hating on PDAI. Not hating on, SolidX. We've been pumping like crazy. Teddy Bear, still alive and well. We've got meme coins, everybody. We've got meme coins. But if you've got a coin, if you've got an ecosystem out here that's got controversial coins, PulseChain, HEX, PulseX, people outside of our echo chamber, they don't even know what's going on with PDI. They have no idea. It could be a useful onboarding tool if people like conspiracies. They say basically buy the most controversial coins if it has a community behind it. If it's got a community that you know is going to keep building, you should know is going to keep spreading the message, you invest in that when everybody hates it, and you just wait. You just wait. So, look, there's a lot I'm skeptical of, right? There's a lot I'm skeptical of, but boy, would PDI peg into $1 be awesome. Boy, would it be awesome. Let's see. What is the chat talking about? Keep it up, crypto coffee. Yes, yes, yes. Soylent Green says, I think Dick with Butt has a better chance to peg. Look, I say this as a guy that has some PDI. I do own some, right? Just trying to be honest with myself. Now let's take a look at Dex Screener. By the way, Solana meme coins still taking up the homepage of Dex Screener, which tells me Solana, well, meme coin season hasn't quite come to an end. Now, Dollar Cost Crypto has an interesting point. Let's take a look at Dog with Hat. All right. Dog with Hat is probably the most popular, successful meme coin over on Solana, maybe of the entire meme coin frenzy. Okay. Let's look on the daily chart. And we saw it reach an all-time high 5 days ago. Now, if this chart continues to make new all-time highs, meme coin season is still strong. But this is like the groundhog seeing his shadow. I think it's a good indicator. This chart in particular is probably a good indicator of where people's mentality is at as a whole. And meme coins are probably going to be here for the entire bull run. Let's be honest. They're not going anywhere. They were here last bull run. There's always been some meme coins pumping. You've got your Pepe, your Shiba, your Dogecoin, your Floki. But you've got like 5 of these, and then you've got 5,000 that just die forever. So it's tough out there, guys. It's tough out there. But clearly Solana still on the homepage, right? Still on the homepage. You actually look at all the action. PulseChain is coming in at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still in 10th place. Not even a year old. All these other chains are cycle 2, a lot of them. Base is cycle 1 maybe. But a lot of these are cycle 2 chains. BSC, maybe even early, I don't know. BSC's been around for a long time. So of course these would be higher, right? If they're successful over a long period of time. PulseChain, very big contender for that top 10 spot. One of the fastest growing blockchains in existence right now. And you've got Solid X at the very top of the list today. Teddy Bear, number 2. This is in terms of, I think, a mixture, right? I think Dex Screener is now ranking based on a combo of transactions, volume, liquidity, and stuff like that. It used to just be transactions, but then people would just bot it up, and all the botted volume would misrepresent how popular they were. I think Dex Screener has kind of fixed that issue. You got GIF, you got the Grays, PTGC. Dick with Butt is down here. Let's see, by the way, I never even bought Dick with Butt. But it's objectively funny. Let's be honest. It's just funny. Dick with Butt. All right. Got to get this scam wick out of the way. Let's see. Dick with Butt's been around for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days. And it looks like it just pumped and dumped. So will it come back? Time will tell. I have no skin in this game. I don't have a horse in the Dick with Butt race. But it'd be cool to have it come back. It'd be cool to see this meme onboard some new people. An actual internet meme. Geez, only 16 days. Doesn't that feel like a lifetime, guys? Feels like a lifetime in the crypto world. Feels like a lifetime. R.I.P. Tupac. Z says R.I.P. Tupac. That's right. That's right. LR224 says, hey, I'm sorry I've been neglecting the chat. I've been kind of ranting about random stuff. Let's see. Would love to throw the word narrative around. I personally think there's no better narrative than the crypto pegging. It's a strong narrative, guys. It's a strong narrative. Do I need to pull the chart up one more time? It's up 40% on the day. Almost at a penny. 20% more, it'll be at a penny. I mean, this is one of those charts that just, yeah, it's proof. It's proof of how strong the narrative is. And even if you're not convinced, like I'm not convinced that it will, here's my current understanding, right? I believe if this does get memed to $1, I'm not convinced that it will peg at $1 because I haven't heard or seen on-chain evidence. I've seen people's stories, and I appreciate the stories that they're weaving. And I appreciate the, oh, if this happens, this happens, this happens. And you're like, well, maybe. But on the other hand, when reading the maker documentation and learning about things like the limited admin key access that the maker team still has in terms of like the oracles or the owner assigners, that would mean that you're banking on the maker team to actually give a shit about all this and to come over and mint and like fix up their which I don't even know if that's possible, right? And then you see the argument of, well, Richard knows MakerDAO guy. Maybe he does. They probably do know each other. But that's a lot different. Like when someone also told me read the end game. So I read the end game. MakerDAO wants to deploy on lots of different blockchains. I haven't seen any correspondence with PulseChain on the MakerDAO forums. But part of the process for getting new sub-DAOs and collaterals is to reach out to the maker team, deploy a new sub-DAO on the chain, and then have the maker team issue maker tokens to help incubate the sub-DAO and provide liquidity pools. They call it Elixir, I think. And then Elixir is like the maker DAI pool. And then there's like a sub-DAO DAI pool, which is called Elixir. I gotta go back and read the documentation. That's something everybody should do, though. Don't be afraid of reading documentation rather than just listening to people's stories, because the more you can understand how it works, the more questions you'll have, and the more I think is still unanswered. Still unanswered. Very compelling, though. Very compelling. Chat. Where we at, chat? Meme coins are pumping. Refresh. What are you talking about? What's up, Crypto7? Good to see you. Meme coins have obviously been pumping. Yes. Q says meme coins are the ticket to PulseChain adoption TBH. Look, they could be. Here's the thing, everybody. Meme coins could be the road to adoption, but we have to be honest with ourselves again. Are we trading on PulseChain? Are these meme coins the same 500 people? Are they the same cohort of 500 to 700 people that are all just taking each other's money like a poker table? And you can say, oh, but I onboarded my buddy from work. Oh, I onboarded my uncle. I onboarded my cousin, or I onboarded the guy that lives down the street. Okay, but is that mass adoption, or are you just inviting somebody new to the poker table? Now, I do think that there's potential. We could onboard people via meme coins, especially from other chains, which is why I personally believe that reaching out to Solana or Base, there's a lot of attention there. A lot of meme coin season is happening over there. So to vampire attack those chains and bring people back to PulseChain has a lot of value, in my opinion. And, say what you want about Gophers, but it seems to be that that's what they're actually trying to do. Gophers has been sailing the 7 seas of blockchain land. Okay, they've sailed across to Solana. They've deployed on Ethereum. I think they even deployed on Degen chain, which is a layer 3. I know. Makes my head hurt just thinking about it. A layer 3, really? But Gophers, we'll see. Time will tell. Is that a good idea, or, is it just, are people actually going to come back from Solana and come back to the promised land? Look, you got to try all kinds of stuff. Who knows what'll happen? But hey, in the boredom, in the depression, you got to just throw shit at the wall, see what sticks sometimes. True says, I got to give Crypto Coffee props for staying positive and bringing up valuable information. Thank you, bro. Thank you, True. Whatever happened to contract audits and reading the white paper before aping into a coin? Guess not, lol. Yeah, dude. Nowadays, it's basically, here's what people do. They go here. They look, they scroll down. They say, dick with butt. No founder allocation, no pre-sale, no tax, just dick butt. And then they look here. Oh, look, it passes all the, there's a lot of green check marks over here in the quick intel box. And that's good enough for some people. Now, I mean, you're absolutely right, KD, to say, hey, read the white paper, at least read the audit, if there is an audit. But a lot of these meme coins are so simple, and people are just playing around with, $1,000 anyway, that they don't even care. They don't even care if it goes to zero. This is the apathy phase of crypto. Stefano says, check out Loner. Well, this is not going to turn into a meme coin channel, but looks like Loner is number 15. It's got $18,000 liquidity. That sounds pretty not great. Pretty not great. Well, I mean, it just became a coin today. So, look, guys, if you're in the insider groups of these things, you can probably put $100 in, make money. But if I start talking about meme coins, right, you're just going to be the exit liquidity for either myself or whoever got in before I started to talk about it. Most of these don't have a lifespan longer than a month. Now, some do. PDI, Teddy Bear, Gray's Currency, Gophers, HOA. Some of these actually have, people that care on a longer term, which is what I was saying in my previous video as well. I do believe PulseChain meme coins have a more dedicated, diehard community or sub-community because, well, I don't know. Maybe it's because HEX taught people long-term thinking, and we're all stuck in the PulseChain ecosystem anyway, so the guys are going to carry the narrative more. It also is more popular for people to get on a Twitter Spaces or actually show their face. A lot of these other chains, guys, you're looking at anime profile pictures. Just they got a Twitter, they got a Telegram, they do a Spaces, and the Spaces has 50 other anons in there, and then that's all they do. But you've got more personalities in PulseChain, and you've got people that still believe in the core coins long term. Now, with that too, it's like, what kind of crowd are we attracting? I mean, it's hard to to teach a degen on another chain how to come and think and believe in something for a long term. It really is. They don't want to hear it. They want to hear, how do I get rich overnight? And crypto's a get rich slow scheme. It's been a super painful bear market. Of course I know. 3 years. 3 years of bear. Technically from the top. Maybe 2.5. It depends where you're counting from. Bitcoin, HEX, whatever. But people are building. People are building valuable stuff in the bear. Which, by the way, for new people coming in, I want to show you the killer combo endgame for PulseChain adoption. Let's go through it really quick. Internet Money Wallet is basically a PulseChain friendly, PulseChain specific, real crypto wallet. Do crypto the right way. If you're brand new to crypto, you don't have a wallet yet, try out Internet Money. It's actually pretty darn good. It's grown on me over time. It's been out for over a year now, so check it out. KG, the founder, KG, is awesome. So App Store, Google Play, or Chrome web extension. Once you get this wallet, it's going to show you all the logos, all the price feeds, accurate price feeds, and that's one of the biggest reasons why this wallet actually matters, is because MetaMask is not going to show you any of your US dollar values. Internet Money will, and it's going to do a lot more in the future. And once you've got your Internet Money wallet, follow along with me, new people. We're just going to do a very quick tutorial. Make an account at gainpulsechain.com, link in the description below, and in a couple of days, this is going to get re-enabled, and you're going to be able to link your bank account and buy crypto directly. Buy Pulse, HEX, and PulseX, mint it directly into your wallet by linking your bank account, and you can wire transfer, ACH. You could use Revolut. You could use Wise. This is going to be an onboarding machine, okay? Now, in the meantime, if you want to do it the DeFi way, and you want to get your money onto PulseChain, let's go over here, bridge.pulsechain.com. PulseChain. All right. When you go to bridge.pulsechain.com, you've got your crypto wallet. Let's say you've got some Ethereum on that wallet. You go to the Bridge website. Again, link in description below. Click on the IPFS link. Don't be scared. Do not be scared. IPFS, 4 letters, 4 scary letters. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. Click on this. Okay. The bridge is going to come up, and then you're going to bridge your tokens from Ethereum land on the top here into the PulseChain universe. You're going to connect your wallet, and you're just going to bridge all your ETH from Ethereum to PulseChain. And once you've got that, you can go to app.pulsex.com, which is this website, right? Go to the exchange, and you can go ahead and click on Ethereum, that Ethereum that you just bridged in. Go buy whatever you want with it. Go buy Pulse. You're probably going to want to buy some Pulse if it's your first time because you need more gas money. You're going to have 1,000 free PLS tokens waiting for you for gas transactions, but probably going to want to buy some more Pulse as your first order of business. And then go buy whatever you want. Go buy HEX. Go buy HOC. Whatever these tokens are. Go buy them. There's all kinds of coins. I mean, don't just buy it. Don't just buy something if you don't know what it is or what it does. But you make your own decisions, right? It's a brand new playground. LR224 says, yeah, the bottom line is regular folks need to start making life-changing gains and screaming from the mountaintops. That's the only thing that will bring adoption to PulseChain. And you know what, dude? That's the irony of this whole thing. This guy, LR224, he just hit the nail on the head of why this is so ironic, is that all the people come at the top, which is unfortunately the worst time to get in. Like, how many of you guys are in here from HEX in 2021 or 2022? And you rode it the whole way down and you didn't experience any of the gains. And now everyone's depressed, angry, everyone's fighting on Twitter. I get it. Boredom. Idle hands are the devil's playground. So, people should be getting in at the bottom, but they get in at the top. And only a small subset of that people that get in at the top survive until the next cycle. That's what happens a lot. I mean, it really does. I was lucky enough to get in 2015, but even in that first cycle, that 2017 cycle, I still rode it all the way up and I rode it all the way back down. I know what it's like to lose 99%, well, 90 something percent of my value. Fox Mulder says, loner, I hardly know her. Lol. Dad jokes. Okay, so people want to make life-changing games, and they get real loud when they make all the gains at the top of the bull market, right? And that onboards a whole bunch of people, but then those new people, unfortunately, buy the top. So one unique thing about the PulseChain community is we're screaming very, very loud. We're very, very consistent. Shout out to Sami, people like Katie, people like all the, Money Gang Crypto, Axis Alive, all these people out here. These, I guess you can call them influencers. You know a funny thing that's happening in crypto is they're starting to call influencers KOLs because influencer is a dirty word. Key opinion leader, KOL. How funny is that? Influencer, educator, whatever you want to call yourself. But we've got a lot of them in PulseChain, and we've got a lot of them at the lows that are still here, that are not giving up. And we got builders building on-ramps, building useful applications, building so much stuff that I don't even have time to talk about it all. And if I talked about one thing, I'd be ignoring 99% of everything else. So it's like trying not to play a game of favorites here. But the DeFi protocols that do stand out to me are the balancer fork, the earn protocol, liquid loans. These are ways to mint more stable coins and basically lever up the entire PulseChain ecosystem if people do it safely. So if you use these protocols with very, very safe collateral, keep an eye on the debt in front of you. Keep an eye on where your collateral is relative to everybody else's. But you can use your Pulse or your PulseX to mint stable coins to then go buy more Pulse, more PulseX, or more meme coins, poop coins, whatever you want. Even a method of taking profit, technically without, potentially, I'm not a tax advisor, having to pay taxes. So with all this new stablecoin generated algorithmically by collateral in the system, it allows more buy pressure. It allows everyone to basically take out leverage at a point on the other side of 1x. Like leverage platforms are usually like 1x, 2x, 3x. This is like leverage at like 0.5x or 0.25x. You know what I mean? The best meme for me is 50 weeks, says David. Yeah. What's it going to be after 50 weeks? Hope everyone's ready for the 50 more weeks meme. Nah, just kidding. Although I would wait another year. I would. I can't speak for everybody, but I don't think it's going to take that. I really don't think it's going to take one more year for us to pump, okay? I think Ethereum pumps. I think we have the spark, whatever that might be, $50 million injection, $100 million injection. We have a seasonality shift. We have meme coin season wearing away. We have narratives cycling in and out. Maybe there's a hot new AI coin. Maybe there's a hot new DPIN coin. Maybe there's real world assets launching on PulseChain. We have to see how things play out. But PulseChain will have its time to shine. It will have its moment of glory. The crypto world is thumbing its nose at real crypto all before they get smacked to oblivion in 6 months. That's the funny thing, right? Is like you hear news articles of Solana failing. And look, I've been on Solana Network. I know what it's like. But here's the thing about Solana. Look at the screen here. 75% of transactions are failing on Solana. And it's because it goes too fast, right? It's too fast. It's semi-centralized, right? All the node operators are companies, basically. Ledger, Coinbase, all that. From the thousands of meme coins being created, everyone's trading these at such high frequency with bots and everything that by the time someone tries to execute their transaction on Solana, the system has already updated its state, and there's a new price, or there's a new somebody bought first, and they need to try it again. 75%. Solana bros, if you're tired of your transactions failing, check out PulseChain. Cheaper, faster. Ethereum 2.0 fork. It's a layer 1 that just works. It just works. Look at this, 50,000 validators. Look at the globe, everybody. Who's tired of looking at the globe? Hope there's some new people in here. 429 times cheaper. Okay, currently, if you want to do a swap on Pulse, it's going to cost you 5 cents. If you want to send a coin, it's going to cost you 1 penny. Not bad. Not too bad. What is that on Ethereum, right? $50, $200. Sup, coffee. Been here since 2021 and praying for HEX and Pulse to finally blow up. Isaiah, shout out to Isaiah in the chat. Me too. I look at praying a bit differently though, and maybe you agree with me, Isaiah, but praying has to do with intention as well. There's a difference between hoping and wishing as a prayer, as a form of prayer, and then there's like prayer as an actual set intention that you meditate on, you envision. I think that latter kind of praying might actually work. My friend Sami, hey, this is I think it's a Sami fan. My friend Sami. Sami is an educator. Sami's great. Go follow your friend Sami, guys. Krana says, any thoughts on SolidX? All right. Here's what's so funny about SolidX. Right. Here's what's hilarious about it. Literally, this coin that's at number 1. I think it's only available on 9inch, by the way. This coin has been mooning lately, and the only reason why, as far as I know, is this little box right here. This is all people are going off of. It says, hi there. This is my token. I was ranked number 8 on the PulseChain sacrifice list. I was ranked number 1 on the 9inch sacrifice list. The HEX Scout developers named me the Fire Whale, as you can see under the portfolio tab, which I have. I've seen the Fire Whale at hexscout.com. I've heard about this mythical Fire Whale. He's a very, very rich guy. In fact, let's go see how rich he is. Let's go see, because the splash screen here for the portfolio tab, you can actually check the God Whale, the Fire Whale, or the Dream account. Let's see what the Fire Whale's up to. This guy was the 8th largest, and right now, 8th largest PulseChain sacrificer. Right now, he's got 672 million HEX. His total HEX is worth $4.6 million. He's also got almost $1 million of DAI. So he's rich. Look, he's rich, guys. He's got $1.4 million of other stuff, just random coins, it seems. ICOSA, Wrap Bitcoin, Incentive Token, Pulse Dogecoin. Remember Pulse Dogecoin? He's got a lot of money. And let's go back over here, okay? So that was proof. This guy's got a lot of money. He says, I strongly believe in Richard Hart's endgame plan and have enough courage and patience to get there. If you have similar thoughts, just take a leap of faith and join us. SolidX is the same supply as Bitcoin. My guess is that the people that know me and bought the token are also diamond-handed, and it's intended to be a store of value for the PulseChain community. Ironically, out of all the narratives having some rich guy just be like, trust me, bro. I got this all figured out. Follow me to Valhalla. Right? That's actually like not the worst narrative. when it comes to all this stuff. You know, all the conspiracies, yes, PDI is incredibly interesting, but rich guy's going to pump my bag? Come on. Hard to argue. Hard to argue. I mean, I think you can look on chain as well. I haven't looked on chain, but apparently you can actually verify that the coin was created by someone with connection to Firewhale. Okay. Somebody. Let's see. Coffee, thinking about swap. Can I swap HEX for PLS via PulseX? Of course you can, home-based. Let me show you right here, bro. If you want to get rid of your HEX, I'll be your exit liquidity. Oh, it's just called HEX. All right. Search for HEX on PulseX like this, all right? Now, HEX from Ethereum is the coin that you want to get rid of, right? Just select that right here. And then if you want to buy... What, you want to buy Pulse or PulseX? Just put, you know, PLS or PLSX in the other field, and you could sell. Let's say you got 1 million HEX, 1 million HEX. You know, you could probably get, I don't know, 44 million PulseX. Look at that order routing. Look at that beautiful order routing. Okay. Back to chat. Price pump is definitely coming. Excellent time to buy. Love the positivity, Galactic Rice. Love the positivity. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I have followed your video on how to buy PLS, but I cannot enable WETH on app.pulsex.com. Just get error message. How do you advise me, please? Well, Alfie, if you can't add WETH, just go here, right? Click on WETH. Click on WETH and then copy this contract address and paste it in your MetaMask. Connect your wallet, right? See the little copy button here? Just copy this address, this token address. Open your MetaMask. Click add token. Paste the address in the field where it says custom token. And the coin should show up there. The problem with MetaMask is it doesn't add coins by default. You actually have to manually add them. But your WETH should be there. Cannot enable WETH. Oh, you're trying to enable it. Okay. Try using a higher gas limit as well. So your wallet should allow you to speed up the transaction. And if your transactions have been stuck for many days now, just try to reset your MetaMask wallet in the settings. You can just Google how to do that, but go to settings in your MetaMask, click reset, and that should clear all stuck transactions. If that's your issue, try that. And then just try enabling it again. But when you try enabling it again, make sure you use a higher gas limit just so that it goes through. Hex Glenn says, I got you, bro. Thank you. Let's see. I've been ignoring chat. Sorry. If anybody sent a super sticker, I haven't seen it, but it looks like we're good. Let's see. Crypto Coffee, thanks, sir. No problem. Chris A says, and the one in Taiwan. The judge for Richard's case is from Taiwan. I think the judge for Richard's case is in America, sir. But maybe is she Taiwanese? I don't know. She looked white. Actually, I forgot which one it was. Don't say you own some PDI. You own over 1 million PDI. I don't own 1 million PDI. But, you know, it wouldn't be that much to get it. For people that are trying to get the dream bag, you get 1 million PDI, you get $1 million if it pegs. It's very compelling. It's very compelling to believe that. But I will tell you King's Way. I do not have 1 million PDI. I do not. It's funny. People think I'm like way bigger whale than I am. I'm not even a whale, by the way. T-Bird says, wish I didn't sit through the last 2.5 years and only now learn about HEX. I know, right? Dude, for anybody finding out about PulseChain right now, you're actually incredibly lucky. If you're just coming into the ecosystem for the first time and you didn't have to deal with this crazy brutal bear market, holy shit, man. This is like the best time to buy. especially with none of the past pain. If only we could just fast forward the clock sometimes, right? But hey, we got to take it day by day. We got to build little by little, build the infrastructure, get some exchange listings perhaps. Not that they matter that much. Some people think MEXC listing matters a lot. Some people think it's not needed at all. My real thoughts is that I look at it like a digital kind of billboard where you've got people trading all day, 3 million weekly visits. You put the Pulse logo in front of them, and maybe they'll buy some Pulse. Maybe you can then explain to them how to take it off of MEXC. But MEXC as an on-ramp, as a fiat on-ramp, especially in some of the Asian countries, seems useful. So whales, anyone that did a sacrifice raise, anybody that just wants to help out, preferably people with more money that have maybe already made it in crypto. Feel free to donate to the PulseChain Foundation, DAO. And we're trying to get to our 120,000 goal. Right now, we're only less than halfway there. So I'm sure asking when the price is pumping would work a lot better. But for people that raise millions, consider this pumping all of our bags. The money doesn't go to me. Okay, money doesn't go to any human being. It goes to the company, MEXC, to get listing. For people that don't know, I'm just talking about pulsechainfoundation.org/membership, pulsechainfoundation.org/membership. You can go there, find the correct address. Only send PulseChain coins to the PulseChain address. Only send Ethereum coins to the Ethereum address. Do not mess it up because there's no way of getting the coins back because they're multi-sig addresses. They're Gnosis safes. So you have to send ETH coins to the ETH address. You have to send Pulse coins to the Pulse address. Now, a lot of the Pulse that gets sent won't actually be dumped. A lot of it will actually just be used for initial liquidity anyway. But, some of the money sent will actually be used for the fees involved. And hopefully that should bring some new attention. Just a little bit of hopium. And that said, exchanges are smelly and they often go down. But MEXC is one of the least shitty. You're picking from like different flavors of shit. But MEXC is not the worst, right? It's kind of got like a B+ rating, I would say. It's not the A tier, but it's upper B tier. Fire Whale made a meme coin called Soy Me and sort of rugged it after Sami set a sell wall on 9mm. Well, why would you give Sami enough coins to set a sell wall? If you're going to airdrop somebody... Look at this, guys. Did you know they tried this with Vitalik too? They tried this with Vitalik. So we should know that that doesn't work. Here. Vitalik Buterin dumped 500 trillion Shikoku coins for 380 Ethereum because this project thought it would be a good idea to send Vitalik's public known wallet half of all the coins. Why would anybody? That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. I don't know the story behind Soyme, but if somebody sent Sami a bunch of coins, like, it's a conflict of interest. Like, what do you think? You're just going to send him a bunch of coins and all of a sudden he's going to be a #1 promoter of your meme coin? No, that's super sketchy, right? No one's going to sell their reputation for some meme coin just because some random guys they've never met send them half the supply. Generally, we've seen it before with Vitalik. So anybody out there thinking that that's a good idea, it's actually a terrible idea. Hate to rain on anyone's parade. Hey, Fast Abdul, thanks for the tip, bro. Thank you for the tip, brother. Check out 2fucks, by the way, 2fucks.io. Number two. Regardless of how people feel about CEXs having Pulse on MEXC will add substantial utility. Things like making bridging from non-ETH chains easier. I agree. I think it's, it's pretty positive. It's not like, oh my God, amazing, we're going to go to the moon positive. But look, Asian country exposure, 3 million weekly active users. Look, people with already intent to buy. People on MEXC are trading. They're looking for something to buy. Just a fiat on-ramp, guys. Now, I really can't wait. I want to stress this one more time. I really, really cannot wait till Coast is back up again. Shout out to team at 0xcoast.com, Stoic, Resolute. I'm sure you guys got other people working for you, but man, it's not an easy endeavor what you guys are doing. What the Coast team is doing is building banking relationships in the least crypto-friendly country, maybe in the world. That's probably not true, but it's the least crypto-friendly first world country. That's for sure. Hey, Fast Abdul, thank you for the CA5. Oh, that was from earlier. It's always a different currency with that guy. What sounds sketchier, MEXC or mypinata.cloud? Stop making fair points. It is up to us to teach people, though. We do got to teach people. David Adam Shvili says, freedom of shill. Yes, I have the freedom to shill whatever I want, which is basically always going to be the core coins, guys. INC token, by the way. Don't sleep on INC token. Could be the hottest meme coin on PulseChain. Could be. Check it out. Did a 15x in 2 months. Now, is this a dip buying opportunity? Is it? I don't know. Looks like a little level of support. Nope, not really, actually. I'm kind of in no man's land on INC. Who knows? Could go up, could go down. A lot of people are farming INC token, but if you're scared about impermanent loss or you don't understand yield farming, you don't understand how to do it, you haven't watched my 4 tutorials previously, if you just don't care, then you can buy it. You know, next best thing you can do is buy it on the open market. If you don't want to expose yourself to scary impermanent loss risk, or if you just don't know what you're doing or you don't want to know, well, buying INC kind of pumps all of our bags. In a way, it actually pumps PulseX and HEX if people chase INC. In a way. Hex Addict says, coffee emoji. Thank you, brother. Mbelta says, you missed my question twice. Oh, sorry. Let me scroll up. Hi, Coffee. New here. Thanks for your vids. I have a question. I have some PLS, PDI, WBTC, and Bear. Can I please make use of the airdrop? Please help. Well, Mbelta, if you have these coins on the PulseChain network already, there's no airdrop. The airdrop is only for people that were holding Ethereum coins on May 13th, 2023. So, look, if you want to know whether or not you have any coins for the airdrop, go to the activity. Look at my screen on gopulse.com, okay? Go to the activity tab up here where my mouse is. Click on it. Oh, not activity. I'm sorry. Go to apps. Okay, go to apps and go to start. Go to start. Apps, start, gopulse.com. Copy, paste your address here. It's going to tell you if you've got any leftover Ethereum ERC20 coin copies that may or may not have some dollar value. But if you're buying fresh PLS or P wrapped Bitcoin or PDI or Bear, because these are native PulseChain coins, so there's no airdrop, right? These are just native coins. Careful out there, Mbelta. If someone's telling you that there's like an airdrop, always be very careful because there's a lot of scammers out there. They're going to say, hey, come claim your PulseChain airdrop. No, don't listen to scammers. I'll never DM you first. Do not respond to anybody that DMs you first, especially if they're talking about an airdrop. Never, ever, ever give your private keys to anybody. Ever, 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 ever. Do not enter your 12 words online. Ever. Ever. Seriously, guys. People do it. People still do it. JD Scorpio says, LP farm INC, keep half, sell half. There you go, bro. Hey, look. Maybe that'll pay your bills. I know a lot of people are getting by on yield farming right now. K. Charles says, if you smoke meth and stare at the PulseChain transactions, you can see Richard twerking. Not financial advice. I haven't tried that. That's an advanced technical analysis technique. I'm just not ready for that yet. Can I ask you a question? I have a question whether you also have a video on how to get your money back. Well, either you wait until it pumps or you take a loss. That's investing for you. Judge Peggy Kuo was born in Taiwan. She is the first Taiwanese-born judge in the United States. Oh, cool. Chris A. I stand corrected. Richard's judge is Taiwanese. I'm not sure how that relates to anything, but interesting fact. Thanks, Coffee, for fighting in the trenches. Cypherpunks never die. T-Bird. T-Bird's actually a real cypherpunk. Crazy lunatic out there. Respect, bro. T-Bird's in it for the actual ideals of crypto, man. I mean, it's obviously, we're obviously trying to get rich, but we're trying to build a parallel financial ecosystem, guys. We're trying to bring the power back to the people here. It's world-changing technology, and the side effect is you get to get rich if you hold it for, a couple of years' time. At least one cycle. Try one full cycle and, scrape a little off the top. But me and T-Bird, we know about the Morpheus meme. I'm pulling it up. Here you go, guys. Right here. Look at the screen right here. You're saying I could sell my Bitcoin for millions one day? No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to. And they tried to make it funny, but they didn't because it's Bitcoin. It's not funny. But basically replace Bitcoin with PulseChain. Replace Bitcoin with HEX. The world's moving entirely on chain. Real world assets, AI, everything's going on chain. Do you want to be on the right side of history? Of course you need to take profit in the meantime because you can't buy a house with crypto yet. Or at least I don't know the right people, but I'm sure where I live, there's probably some people selling some properties for crypto. And that's only going to become more and more common. You go to certain parts of the world, it already is common. I hear Dubai is not a bad place to live. I was looking at amazing apartments you can get for $300,000 in Dubai. It's pretty cheap for what you get, the quality. All right, guys, I'm here for the tech. Soylent Green, I'm actually here for both. Of course, I'm here to get rich. Of course, we're here to get rich. But weirdly enough, the tech and getting rich go hand in hand, right? And the global takeover of crypto is because incentives align and because everybody's greedy. The government that's trying to resist crypto, the government that's trying to slow it down, censor it, the SEC, name your three-letter agency, the Federal Reserve that's threatened by the existence of crypto, it's going to go the way of the internet. I hope. If we play our cards right, if Richard Hart wins his case, and many other things, right? New president would help. But what I'm saying is that they're going to get to a point where it's if you can't beat them, join them. What happened to CNBC when the internet came out? CNBC went online. CNBC was forced to say, if you can't beat them, join them. And look, now that entire monopoly is being crumbled by the dissemination of information, by everybody having a free voice, freedom of information, democratizing information. It's destroying the mainstream media. It's never been less powerful. Joe Rogan gets more views than CNBC by an order of magnitude. So let's hope. And let's try to make this world a reality where the same thing happens with crypto. That the banks decide to say, if you can't beat them, join them. Like they have with Bitcoin, like they have with, they're going to try to get their slimy little tentacles around Ethereum. When Wall Street gets in, it's too late, right? This is actually one of the only times in history where you get to go first. You get to experience the gains before Wall Street gets in. And now that Wall Street is shilling Bitcoin to all the grandmas and grandpas in their 401ks, all the gains are gone. Maybe Bitcoin doubles. Maybe that's insane gains for some people that are used to 10% yearly returns. But we can get 10s and 100x's here because we're early still. Chief Young. Thanks for the $5, dude. If I wanted to create a meme coin on PulseChain with a known character, do I need to worry about copyright laws? Yeah, probably, bro. Probably. Like, if you try to do shit, man. These days, people are just doing whatever they want. People are slinging from the hip these days. They don't even care. Like, people don't even care. Because watch. I bet you I can find some copyright infringement on Dex Screener right now. Like, if I were you, I would not copy. I wouldn't make Pikachu coin. I wouldn't make Bugs Bunny coin. Okay? Wouldn't want to mess with Disney. You know how they are. But at the same time, there's people over here that are probably doing some copyright infringement type stuff. Even SolidX. SolidX is also the name of a different company. I'm not saying it's the same thing. Copyright laws are specific, right? You have to do a certain number of things. You have to be exactly the same, almost, or like intent to copy. Let's see. Who's doing copyright infringement? Well, I can't find anything on the homepage here. But if you're going to steal something, you can only get away with it for, like, it's only going to work unless your thing gets that big. Like, if you get sued for copyright, that must mean your meme coin was a huge success. I wouldn't do it, but you do you, man. Solana Forever says Solana dump or pump. I don't know. Solana looks a little overheated. Looks like a lot of people are leaving Solana they're frustrated by failed transactions. We saw a lot of outflows from Solana to Base. Solana already had a 10x pump, so I think PulseChain is more attractive by far. But I'm also kind of a PulseChain maxi, if you couldn't tell. I just think we've got more cool stuff here. It's not discovered yet. It hasn't even started pumping yet. It hasn't even began its run. Whereas if you're buying into Solana hype, Sol token itself is already up 10x from the bottom. Sol meme coins are super oversaturated. Dog with hat. I don't want to say that the fate of Solana relies on dog with hat, but it will be a good indicator. Thanks, maybe I'll just not use a picture, says Chief Young. Look, man, it's the Wild West. If everyone's anon anyway, do with that information what you will. Do you know anything about the SEC? Did they had seen any problem on HEX? The SEC doesn't know what the SEC is falsely accusing Richard of securities violations and trying to lump in HEX, PulseChain, PulseX as alter ego and corporations, which by their very nature, they're not. They're blockchain publishing software with decentralized no off switch, meaning Richard could get hit by a bus, knock on wood, and PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX would keep on working fine. Richard has never made a commit to the code. Richard has never given expectations of profit, verbatim. Go find me a tweet where Richard said, hey, I'm going to promise you XYZ. It's very, very hard to find. He's been very clear about trying his hardest to fail the Howey test. He's trying. So if the judge is interested in the truth, I believe that they'll easily find that HEX, PulseX, and Pulse are not securities. Now, that's my optimism. But in the worst case, what? Richard gets a fine. Maybe. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Costco hot dog on Solana got a cease and desist. Damn. Well, then maybe Chief Young, maybe you should think twice, bro. Now, my question about Costco hot dog is, does the market care? Does the market care about Costco hot dog? Wait. Wrong hot dog. I don't know. Market doesn't seem to care today. That's why it's so weird, the PulseChain community is it was so... I think everybody's battle hardened now in PulseChain. If you're still here in PulseChain, congratulations. You're battle hardened. Because look, Costco hot dog gets a cease and desist, price doesn't move. Richard Hart gets falsely accused of decentralized cryptocurrencies being securities, and everyone freaks out. You know how many times Elon Musk has gotten sued by the SEC? How's Tesla stock doing? Last time I checked, pretty amazingly well. Coffee, do you know any other chains who had a slow start as well? Doesn't matter much because I'm a believer, but in it for the long haul, staked out and validating. Well, yeah, dude, it's a good question, right? You can look at a lot of other chains. And in hindsight, it's easy to look at. Let's look at Matic, for example. It's more about where it launches in the general trend of the overall market. If it launches in a bear market, it's going to have long sideways motion for a while. Even look right here, right? Look at Polygon. Let's turn log chart on. Like, you could say Polygon was dead, even though it wasn't really dead, right? Polygon did 100x, but it stayed between 2 cents, 1 cent, 3 cents. It stayed between 1 and 3 cents for about a year, right? Maybe a little under a year. So this was also during the year of 2020, 2019, and into 2020. And this is almost, I mean, could be looked at as a similar trajectory of PulseChain, right? 2019, people were still in the bear market. 2020, Bitcoin started pumping right around here, April, May, June, July. And look, PulseChain, I mean, Polygon, Matic now, Matic back then, did not have its pump yet. So it's normal for Bitcoin to lead the market. It's normal for Ethereum and altcoins to follow. So it doesn't really scare me that we are where we're at right now, just because, you know, the Bitcoin ETF has this lingering effect of inflows and interest in crypto becoming normalized that I think will eventually trickle in to DeFi, real DeFi, like PulseChain and stuff. It's just going to take time. It's just going to take time. People need to understand eventually there's going to be a wallet in everybody's hand. Some people have centralized wallets. Some people will have like a gray area Coinbase wallet. Some people will choose to take the extra effort and keep their funds totally under their own control. That's where I see things going. Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then DeFi. And then meme coins, meme coins can have their seasonality in between. They're really easy to start. They don't have a long lifespan, but it's meme coin season. Home Base said, with internet money, do I just import my existing wallet seeds? Yeah, if you want to. It depends. It depends what you want to do. You could create a new one and transfer. That might take a little more work. You could just import your existing seed words. Both work. Depends. Do you want a new address, or do you want to keep your same addresses? PulseX V2 volume started to pick up. That's interesting. Let's go take a look over here. Let's go look at the PulseX volume. Let's go to daily. By the way, we've got $12 billion cumulative volume on PulseX. Pretty cool. About 32 million daily. I can't see the breakdown of V1 and V2. But, oh look, it shows you the buy and burns. I never even noticed this. This is such an awesome website. Here's the leaderboard, guys. You've got PulseX, number 1, Fox, a 9mm, number 2 and 3, 9-inch, number 4, Spark Swap, number 5, Poopy Dexes, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dog Whiff Boner, lol. I don't know, guys. A copy of a whiff coin. Then again, here I am talking about dick whiff butt. All the copies don't seem the best, to be honest with you. Like, I almost wonder if dick whiff butt would have just been better if it was called dick butt. Because adding the whiff makes it a copycat. It means you're riding on someone else's coattails. Dick butt alone. I can't believe I'm having these thoughts. Crypto, what have you done to me? I'm just so bored. Let's see. Coffee, tell the community to suck it up. Everyone wants to be overnight millionaires. Bro, I'm empathizing with everybody, Dominic, I feel you, bro. Nothing good happens overnight. Good things happen to those that believe, that put in the work. Hell, you don't even have to put in the work. You could just get off Twitter. You can just get off Twitter, come back in a year. You might be better off for it. I hate my bags being 95% down. 90% maybe from the top. Maybe 90%. PulseChain and PulseX have made up and held up quite well. So I'm still down 90 from the top. But I've been in the game for 9 years now. It's not my first rodeo. It'll come back, guys. It'll come back. And if you don't believe it, you don't have to be here. You really don't have to. Dick butt, mucho better. Gerald says, hello all. Bitcoin ETF reminds me of silver ETF. It can be managed. That's why I'm becoming very interested in PulseChain. Yeah, see, when the silver ETF came out, right? I think the conspiracy theory is then the Fed or then the banks can naked short it. They can artificially suppress the price. They can control it a lot more. But really the fact of the matter is just that Bitcoin is at the top of its S-curve and it's diminishing returns. Every single pump in Bitcoin diminishes in amplitude. So if Bitcoin does go to $240,000, it's possible. That'd be a 4x from here, maybe a 3x. But I know some coins that can probably deliver a lot more than 3x. Just saying. Hey, 290 viewers, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Congrats to the PDI holders on your all-time high. What else? Congrats to the Solid X holders on your all-time high after only 5 days. Great time to buy the dip. PulseChain, PulseX, INC, HEX. If you're new here, if you don't have a core bag of these coins, these are the coins to get. These 4 are the coins to start off with. And look at all the other stuff we have of varying degrees of coolness. Check it out. Go to gopulse.com. If you want to know how to onboard into crypto, into the PulseChain ecosystem, just click on the links in my description box, okay? 2-step process. You bridge and you buy on PulseX. You bridge on bridge.pulsechain.com. You buy on app.pulsex.com. All links in the description below. Get 1,000 free PLS for a first-time bridge to a fresh wallet. What more can I say? Survive till 25. That's still a thing, by the way. Survive till 25. And remember, $400 million to pump the price of 100x. And people can play liquidity games, by the way. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I want to leave you with this thought. What if people pulled stablecoin liquidity right before the pump? So you've got $40 million in buy-side stable liquidity between DAI, USDC, USDT. What if half that was pulled? $20 million. Then how much does it take to 100x the price? $200 million. Half that much. Half as much as $400 million. Can you find $200 million in crypto? Of course you can. Look what happened to Base. $1.3 billion. Base added $1 billion of stablecoin liquidity. Oh, fucking mosquito got me. Base added $1 billion of stablecoin liquidity in 1 month. Can PulseChain add a fifth of that liquidity if certain levers were pulled? So don't get mad at Richard Hart, guys. A lot of people are getting frustrated. Trust the process. I say let the man cook. You got to let Richard Hart cook. And by the way, all these crazy expectations that are being publicly accused, one thought I'm going to leave you guys with is don't bite the hand that feeds. All right? All these public expectations of Richard didn't do this, Richard didn't do that, Richard hasn't done anything for the ecosystem. You're actually putting him at risk. Because I'm sure he would love to give you all kinds of crazy expectations. But his hands are tied. He's literally dealing with an important case at the SEC. He's working his ass off. Okay, but he can't tell you all of his plans because it wouldn't be legal. And if you don't believe that he's working his ass off behind the scenes, look, I haven't talked to him lately because I can't, because his hands are tied. But if you don't believe that he's working and trying his hardest and putting out, look, did PulseX just get updated? Yes. Does PulseChain ecosystem look 10 times different now than it did at the beginning? Yes, because people are building cool stuff, including Richard's team, Richard's developers. So just think about that if you're going to lash out at the founder, because if you're demanding expectations, you're also putting him at risk at the same time. Trust the process, bros. Trust the process. Hello from Melbourne, says Adelic. I hope everyone's all right on the East Coast. Yes, they did have an earthquake. It was the engines for the rocket to the moon. Hope it was. Hope so. That's kind of weird to have an earthquake on the East Coast, isn't it? Hope everyone's all right out there. And I'll see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. It all helps PulseChain go viral. And if you're brand new to crypto and you want my course, link in description below, hexpassiveincome.com. Shameless promotion. And I'm going to promote it because now is literally the best time to take it or gift it to a friend, help onboard somebody. You can actually get paid to onboard somebody because guess what? The course has an affiliate program. You can earn $100 or more if you sell the course using a referral link, which you can make on hexpassiveincome.com. Does Gain PulseChain work still? Yes, it does. All links in description below. Referral links for course. Gain PulseChain invite code. app.pulsex.com. gopulse.com. Description below. Deer Slayer says, you're awesome, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Antonio says, what about PDI? Antonio, you're going to have to rewatch the entire video. You must be late. See you guys.